Unlike Mr. Magoo or Mickey, the Jetsons aren't acting out the story of A Christmas Carol. They play it like a typical episode from the show, and use elements from the book that suits them. Jane, Judy, and Elroy go out on Christmas Eve to do some last-minute Christmas shopping, while George is stuck working overtime for Mr. Spacely. Astro opens up his present early to find that he got a robot cat to chase. After a mishap with his gift, Astro ends up swallowing a sprocket, causing him to become sick. What's worse is that all the vets are closed because it's Christmas Eve. Meanwhile, Mr. Spacely stays at his office to guard his money. He is then visited by his old business partner, Marsley, who for some reason is wrapped up like a mummy instead of chains. As you might expect, Marsley warns Spacely about the free Ghost of Christmases. Spacely, however, is unconcerned about them. If you thought Scrooge from the 1969 version was hard-hearted, you haven't seen Mr. Spacely. When the Ghost of Christmas Past, which is an add-in machine, takes Spacely to the past, we see that George had worked for him as a kid. His job was to run Spacely's lemonade stand, which he only got a penny for. You would think by now that George would try to find employment with someone else. Spacely expresses no remorse for his behavior. He even finds it funny. Unlike Scrooge, Spacely got to marry the love of his life. Then there's the Ghost of Christmas Present, who is also a present. Get it? Anyway, he shows Spacely that Astro is near death. Spacely is unmoved by this. What would it take for Spacely to see the error of his ways? Well, technically he never does. But there is something that made him behave better towards the Jetsons. The Ghost of Christmas Future shows him a large mansion he assumes belongs to him. It turns out it belongs to the Jetsons, who are incredibly rich. How did they get so rich? It turns out it was a Spacely sprocket that Astro swallowed, causing him to die. So George sued Spacely for everything he's worth. Although we never see future Spacely, George states that he was last seen on Skid Row. Not wanting to get sued, Spacely sends his family vet to treat Astro, and he buys the Jetsons presents. The Jetsons' Christmas Carol is one of the best loose adaptations of the story. The characters all behave exactly as you expect them to, and it's pretty funny that it was a lawsuit that caused Spacely to act nicer towards them. Oh well, some people don't respond to emotion.